we've got a couple of questions, if I may. So Michael Karam, who you may know.
Hi, Michael.
Michael Karam is a great expert and author on Lebanese wine. Michael says, now that Cinsault and Carignan, as well as Merwa and Obeidi, are being taken seriously by Lebanese winemakers, how do you see the development of the sector in terms of style and use of varieties in the coming years? Will there be a move away from the so-called international wines that tended to define Lebanon's output in the decades after the 75 to 90 civil war?
Yeah, I mean, already thanks for Michael. Michael is a champion in going to the right, Mediterranean style of the wines rather than going international style of the wines. Because I mean, coming from Lebanon, do you hear me, Sarah?
Yeah, I hear you.
Because coming from Lebanon, we need to showcase our identity, and we need to show to the world that we have something beautiful, new. So definitely things are going to change in the coming decades. I mean, all our individual wineries success in terms of going to the Mediterranean style of the wines, like the Old Cinsault, Old Carignan. I want to say something that probably our friends will not like it a bit, but it's right that we're using Cinsault, which is a French grapes. We're going to Carignan, French grapes, but we believe it has the Carignan that we're using in Lebanon and the Cinsault we're using in Lebanon are cousins to the right Cinsault and Carignan. They are adapted to the high altitude, and when we go high altitude, I mean people, if we go live in 1,000 meter altitude rather than people living in the coastal area, they are different. And we cannot say they are the same people. They have different accent, different, perception to the world, to the future, to the everything. So definitely Cinsault and Carignan of the Bekaa Valley are an adopted varieties that people and winemakers today, they need to think a little bit outside the box and think a little bit, if we're taking our wines outside the world, we need to show something new. We don't want to show them Petit Verdot, Merlot, Syrah, Cabernet again. They have plenty of these wines. We need to show them something that really look and I mean showcase our Lebanese Mediterranean wildness, thinking we produce wines with the hard conditions, and why not to produce grapes in the hard conditions.
Fantastic. And then I just wanted to bring in actually a comment from Dylan Grigg. So Dylan is a researcher. He's just recently published a doctoral thesis on the interaction of vine age with wine quality. He's based in Adelaide. And he has found that one of the factors for increasing kind of almost super terroir for old vines is epigenetic adaptation to environment. And for me, I think this is the interest, and with old vines, they become not just epigenetically adapted sort of botanically, but also the people who are working them. They find ways to keep them going. And it's this intersection of culture, bioculture, environment, phenology, which actually I think elevates these vines. But just a question that's come up that I just want to address quickly here is there a direct correlation with vine yield and old vines, and the reason that old vines giving quality is to do with reduced yields? Dylan's research suggests that there is no linear yield reduction with age. It's more complex than that. So we are just cracking open what old vines really mean, and it's not just a question of low yields, it's more, which is great. So we've had a lot more questions. We will address all of them as we go and as we sort of publish the proceedings. But Faouzi, thank you so much. Can't wait to come to Bekaa and sit with you under those cedars. Are we allowed to come to Lebanon yet? Can we
Can't go anywhere.
Lebanon open to travel?
You have to see if you're allowed to leave UK first.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not unless it's Stanley Johnson.
But this is an international forum, and we've had some people asking if they can come to Lebanon yet.
Yeah, you can come. You can come.
Right. You've all had a personal invitation from Faouzi, right?
But Sarah, it's not only the vines that are wild in Lebanon. The government is wild. So there are no rules. Don't worry.